Thank you, Mercy, for having me. This is an interesting time that we're walking through right now, and it's a great time and a unique opportunity for us to be able to speak to our children and to draw closer to them. In the Bible, it talks about discipling our children in Deuteronomy 6. Verse 7 specifically speaks of diligently teaching our children as we walk, as we sit, as we lay down. And right now, it seems like that's really all we're able to do is during this quarantine is walk and sit and lie down. And it's so important that we pay particular attention to to verse 6 of chapter 6, where it talks about that our hearts also need to know these things and that we are drawn into those things that God speaks to us. And I think that when I am trying to spiritually disciple my kids, that oftentimes my heart isn't right. Oftentimes I'm just wanting to do the job and I'm not thinking about my heart being right. And I'm expecting things from them that I'm not even doing. I'm expecting them to have a committed devotional time, and I don't even have a committed devotional time. You guys know what I'm talking about, don't you? And it's really interesting because there's times that I'll think, golly, I'm sounding like that Proverbs woman, and I'm not talking about the Proverbs 31, our virtuous woman. I'm talking about the Proverbs 27 woman that's nagging and quarrelsome, and you know, it really takes a lot out of our children when our hearts are not right and we're not seeking the Lord first before we're looking at raising them up. So I would say my go-to is often to definitely go back to the Lord, get my heart right, and then exemplify and show the things that I want from them, just basically reflecting what I'm looking for from them. Christ-like attitude, kindness, caring, loving, selflessness. And the way that I can do that is I ask questions. I know for some folks, they do highlights and lowlights, and that's a great time to be able to just kind of hear what your kids are going through or some things that are on the forefront of their mind, which, gives us an opportunity to speak into their lives and to be able to say, hey, I know it's hard, and let me pray for you, and let me pray for your friends, or whatever situation it may be that you're going through. And it really shows your kids that you care. And I think another one is, when we're looking at things to put into our hearts and our minds, whether it be movies or books or attitudes or friendships, that we discuss them. We discuss them a lot. We discuss characters, we discuss the attributes that they have and things that we want to mirror and things that we don't, and I think that in this world there's so many things that are vying for our kids' attention that we need to make sure that they're things that we're exposing our kids to are things that are going to esteem Christ. And another thing is we have a couple of books that I'd love to share with you guys that we've gone through and that we continue to go through because they're more devotion-like, or this one in particular that we've been going through is Soaring Through the Bible by Skip Heitzig. And this book has been wonderful. It's has a lot of Bible facts and knowledge, but it also has some trivia, and my kids absolutely love the trivia. And the second one is Jesus Calling. And there's an adult version of this, so if you want to go through it while your kids are going through this one, and you can kind of, piggyback off of each other and discuss things from your perspective and theirs. And this book particularly discusses the humanness of Jesus because it makes him more personal. It's as if he's writing to you and speaking to you directly. And with all of this, grace upon grace upon grace, give yourself some grace as you learn more and as you raise your children, because they're all growing and learning. And most importantly, do your kids the greatest favor and show them love by loving God, by loving Jesus and who he is and who he created them to be. Thank you.